You know, when we were chasing down predators on the show, we were dealing with some pretty manipulative individuals. But the internet, well, it's a whole new playground for these kinds of characters. People looking for love online are particularly vulnerable. They open their hearts, and sometimes their wallets, to someone who seems perfect, but who might actually be a scammer hiding behind a screen. Identifying an online relationship scam can be tricky, especially when emotions are involved. However, there are several red flags that can help you spot one early. Here's what to watch for. One of the oldest tricks in the book is to make the victim feel special, wanted, needed, loved even. And these online predators, they know how to lay it on thick. They'll shower you with compliments, declare their undying love early on, maybe even start talking about a future together, and it happens fast. You've only been messaging a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, and suddenly they're convinced you're their soulmate. That's a big red flag right there. Real relationships take time to develop. You need to get to know someone, build trust, and that doesn't happen overnight. So if someone's coming on too strong, too fast, be suspicious. Now, in this day and age, everybody's got a camera in their pocket, right? So it shouldn't be a big deal to hop on a video call just to put a face to the name. But you know these scammers, they'll always have a reason to avoid showing their face. Too busy with work, traveling for business. Maybe they're stationed overseas with the military. They'll come up with elaborate stories, all to avoid that one simple thing that could expose them. And you know why? Because the person in those pictures, the one they're claiming to be, probably doesn't even exist. Okay, let's be real, everyone's got a past. But these scammers, they're experts at crafting stories designed to pull at your heartstrings. They might claim to be widowed, a single parent struggling to make ends meet, or maybe they've had some terrible accident or illness. They use these sob stories to paint themselves as victims, to gain your sympathy and, ultimately, your trust. Don't get me wrong, bad things happen to good people. But be wary of anyone who leads with a sob story, especially if it seems too dramatic or convenient. Chapter 4. Show me the money, the ultimate test. Listen, I've been on this beat for a long time, and let me tell you, this is the moment of truth. This is how you separate the real deal from the con artists. Because as soon as someone you've met online, someone you've never actually met in person, starts asking for money, it's time to sound the alarm bells. They might say it's an emergency, medical bills, car trouble, a business deal gone sour, whatever it is, they need your help. And they need it now. They'll try to guilt you into it. Play on your emotions, but don't fall for it. Because once you send that money, it's gone, and chances are you'll never see that person again. Now, even the best liars slip up eventually, and these online Romeos, they're no different. Pay attention to the details of their stories. Do things add up? Do they contradict themselves? Maybe they can't remember basic details about their own lives, or their stories change every time you talk. And keep an eye out for the language they use. Does their grammar and spelling match their supposed background? Little inconsistencies like these can be a big clue that you're dealing with someone who's not who they say they are. We all want to put our best foot forward online, right? But some profiles, well, they're just too good to be true. I mean, come on, if their photos look like they came straight out of a magazine, that should set off some alarm bells. And if their social media presence is practically non-existent, or their accounts were created very recently, that's another red flag. Do yourself a favor, do a little digging, use a reverse image search to see if their photos pop up anywhere else online. You might be surprised at what you find. You know, these dating platforms, they have security measures in place, ways to report suspicious activity, but these scammers, they know that. That's why they always try to get you off the platform as quickly as possible. They'll want to move the conversation to email, text, WhatsApp, whatever it takes to get you away from any scrutiny. And once they got you alone, that's when they really turn up the charm, the pressure, the manipulation. So if someone's pushing you to take the conversation offline, especially early on, be very, very careful. Look, the bottom line is this: when it comes to online dating, trust your gut. If something feels off, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Remember, you're dealing with a stranger hiding behind a screen and you have no idea who they really are. How to protect yourself. Don't send money or share financial info. Reverse image search their photos using tools like Google Images or Tiny. Report suspicious accounts to the platform. Talk to someone you trust if you're unsure. It helps to get an outside perspective. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Want help checking if someone you're talking to might be a scammer? I can walk you through it.